Well, good morning. It is wonderful to see each and every one of you on this holiday weekend. My name is Claire McNulty-Drews. I'm the pastor here at Heart of Longmont. It is certainly a privilege that each and every one of you have chosen to be with us on this Sunday morning.
So this word courage, I was thinking about that and thinking about in the Bible, we hear all the time, do not be afraid, be not afraid. And I was looking it up and I was like, how many times in the Bible does it say that? Because I was like really curious because I keep hearing that with those words over and over again. It says in the Bible, I looked it up and then the best count I could find was 129 times. It says, be not afraid. No, I think what that's telling us is like, things are hard. Sometimes hard things happen. And sometimes doing the courageous thing means experiencing something that might be really difficult.
When neither sun nor moon appeared for many days, and the raging storm continued to pound us, all hope of our being saved from this peril faded. For a long time, no one had eaten. Paul stood up among them and said, "Men, you should have complied with my instructions not to sail to Crete. Then we would have avoided the damage and loss. Now I urge you to be encouraged. For I have last night an angel from the God whom I belong to and whom I worship stood beside me. The angel said, 'Don't be afraid, Paul. You must stand before Caesar. Indeed, God has also graciously given you everyone sailing with you. Be encouraged, men. I have faith in God that it will be exactly as he told me.'"
The shipwreck happens to him, not because of him. And I want us to differentiate that. I always, when I'm preparing a sermon, a lot of it's to me. I'm preaching to myself so often. And I thought to myself, what are those times in my life that shipwrecks have happened because of me? But see, there are times in life when we go through shipwrecks that happen to us, not because of you. That diagnosis, that health crisis, that death. I love Paul's response, though. At first, he has to stop and say, you should have listened to me. But then he goes on and he says, take courage. The ship may be lost, but you won't. I love that. In this moment, it is clear that this is not Paul's first shipwreck. He's been there before. God has brought me through, he says, the worst of life's experiences. And so God will help you through this as well. See, when Paul goes through this shipwreck, he finds himself growing even closer to God. Paul's presence and his shared experience helps others in that time not to be afraid. See, this story, I love it because it's a reminder as people of faith that we need each other. We need to show up for one another. I was thinking about the reason that I love that we're having our grief support group right now that Chris Mason is leading. Because so many of you have a shared experience of grief. You need to have a space to feel vulnerable and share in that space. See, that's really the beauty of the church, to remind each other that we are in this together, that we can get through this together, that we can lift each other up when needed. Just like Paul, take courage, he said. Do not be afraid. If you don't see the sun or stars for 3 days, it's okay. Light is coming at the end of darkness. Don't hide your experiences from your shipwrecks in life. You need to share them with one another. Go into this world, in a world that needs you. Go knowing that God goes before you, is with you, and is always with you along life's journey. Go in peace and love. Amen.